Hello and welcome to all of you. This is Maureen Sullivan. I'm the president of the American Library Association, and I am here today with Nancy Pearl, a librarian known to so many of us, who is also a literary critic, the best-selling author of Book Lust, an NPR commentator, and the model for the librarian action figure. Nancy and I have great news to share today. It's an exciting moment for the American Library Association and for book lovers across the country. We today announced the second ever shortlist of finalists for the Andrew Carnegie Medals for Excellence in Fiction and Nonfiction. These annual awards were established just last year to recognize the best fiction and nonfiction books for adult readers published in the United States. The 6 shortlisted authors and eventual winners reflect the expert judgment and insight of a selection committee chaired by Nancy and made up of library professionals who work closely with adult readers. The strong library connection sets these awards apart, just like ALA's Newbery, Caldecott, and Prince Awards do in youth literature. The response to the awards last year was outstanding and included coverage in major national media and more than 120,000 websites posting AP coverage alone. We're thrilled to see that the awards are already serving as a guide to help adults select quality reading material, making a real contribution to the United States being a nation of readers and book lovers. We're also very grateful to the Carnegie Corporation of New York for making these awards possible. Andrew Carnegie recognized the vital role of libraries in their communities, and as one of the greatest benefactors of libraries around the globe, he had a deep belief in the power of books and learning to change the world. We look forward to seeing the effect of these awards grow over time. If you will be attending the American Library Association Annual Conference in Chicago, please be sure to have the Sunday evening announcements and awards event on your schedule so that you can be among the first to find out who the 2013 winners are. And now I turn this over to Nancy Pearl, chair of the Awards Selection Committee. Nancy is now going to reveal the 6 shortlisted titles for the second Andrew Carnegie Medals for Excellence in Fiction and Nonfiction.
Thank you, Maureen. The 50 titles under consideration for this year's awards were drawn from last year's Book List magazine Editor's Choice List and ALA's Reference and User Services Association's Codes Notable Book List. From that long list of 50 titles, the committee has selected a total of 6 finalists, 3 in fiction and 3 in nonfiction. And let me say that given the number of outstanding books published in 2012 and the strong opinions of our judges, this was no easy task. Now, on to our announcements. The committee has selected 3 titles as finalists for the Andrew Carnegie Medal for Excellence in Nonfiction. The first nonfiction finalist is The Mansion of Happiness, A History of Life and Death by Jill Lepore, published by Alfred A. Knopf, a division of Random House, Incorporated. From board games, including one called The Mansion of Happiness, to public library children's rooms, to cryogenics, historian Lepore's episodic inquiry into our evolving perception of life and death is full of surprises, irreverent wit, and arresting perceptions. And now, the second nonfiction finalist, Short Nights of the Shadow Catcher, The Epic Life and Immortal Photographs of Edward Curtis by Timothy Egan, published by Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. Popular historian Egan turns the life and work of master photographer Edward Curtis into a gripping and heroic story of one man's commitment to the 3-decade project that ultimately resulted in The North American Indian, a 20-volume collection of words and pictures documenting the Native American peoples of the American West. And finally, our third nonfiction finalist, Spillover, Animal Infections and the Next Human Pandemic by David Quammen, published by W.W. Norton and Company. Science writer Quammen schools readers in the fascinating, if alarming, facts about zoonotic diseases, animal infections that sicken humans, such as rabies and Ebola. Drawing on the dramatic history of virology, he profiles brave viral sleuths and recounts his own hair-raising field adventures, a vital, in-depth account offered in the hope that knowledge will engender preparedness. The committee has also selected 3 titles as finalists for the Andrew Carnegie Medal for Excellence in Fiction. And the first fiction finalist is Canada by Richard Ford, published by Echo, an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. First, I'll tell you about the robbery our parents committed, then about the murders, which happened later. So begins Richard Ford's riveting novel, an atmospheric and haunting tale of family, folly, exile, and endurance, told in the precise and searching voice of Del Parsons, a young man forced to navigate a harsh world. And now, the second fiction finalist, The Roundhouse by Louise Erdrich, published by Harper, an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. In her 14th novel, Erdrich writes in the voice of a man reliving the fateful summer of his 13th year. Erdrich's intimacy with her characters energizes this tale of hate crimes and vengeance, her latest immersion in the Ojibwe and white community she has been writing about for more than 2 decades. And now, the third fiction finalist, This Is How You Lose Her by Junot Diaz, published by Riverhead Books, a member of Penguin Group USA. Fast-paced and street-talking tough, Diaz's stories unveil lives shattered by prejudice and poverty and bereft of reliable love and trust. These are precarious, unappreciated lives in which intimacy is a lost art, masculinity a parody, and kindness, reason, and hope struggle to survive like seedlings in a war zone. That concludes our short list of finalists for the 2013 Andrew Carnegie Medals for Excellence in Fiction and Nonfiction. I hope you'll all be able to join us at the ALA conference in Chicago on June 30th, when the winners will be announced at our awards program. You can reserve your tickets now by going to the annual conference website at alaannual.org, or if you're unable to join us in Chicago in June, follow the announcements live on Twitter at #ALA_Carnegie. And finally, I would like to thank members of the committee for making today's selections possible. Thank you all for your hard work and dedication.
Thank you, Nancy, and thanks to the members of your committee, and also thank you to all of you who have joined us today for these announcements. The American Library Association is very proud to be a part of these exciting awards, which underscore our profession's commitment to helping adults find good books to read. This now closes this program. Thanks to all of you for participating.